I started podcasting and doing videos on YouTube and all that good stuff back in 2009. So I've been at this for a while, but I always like to keep things simple. I love the fact that you can have a USB microphone that is pretty much, plug and play. And so the one that I found that I love so much is this one. It's the Samson Q2U. Samson Q2U. And one of the things that's really cool about it is that you can use it with your phone. Not only can you just plug it into your computer and start streaming or podcasting or what have you, but you also, if you have the right dongle, and here's the little dongle. Now, I don't have that in the carousel today, and the reason I don't is because with the new phones, it's a different dongle, or you may not even need that dongle. So, anywho, this mic is so beloved by your girl that I bought another one. And I thought, let's unbox this together. And so here you go. It's like I said, it's a Samson Q2U. And just so everyone knows that I am live over on Amazon. So if you want to join the stream over there, come on over. And there's the link, Eileen.live. Just type that right in your browser. Okay, so here we go. And let's see what we got in the box here. Woohoo! You know it's good anytime I buy a second one, right? I love when things are packaged so well. And, Samsung is a company that has been around for so many years, and they're well known for the quality of their microphones and other gear that they have. And so here, try not to make too much noise. Here, this one is gray. All right, and so I will have those links available for everyone who's not watching on Amazon, but for those of you who are, it's in the carousel right now. So let me just make sure. There you go. Oh, it's in the carousel right now. Right now. It wasn't a second ago. But anyway, I want you to see the quality of this. It's nicely made, it's very sturdy. And let's move on to the next piece that's in the box. And you get the windscreen. Windscreens are important. Oops, that one had a little dusty on it. Windscreens are important for minimizing the sound of plosives, or what they call popping your peas. One of the podcasters that I follow, his name is Bandrew. He always says, "Please bring pizza pronto." And just FYI, right now, I am not using this microphone for this broadcast, just so you'll know. But we're going to get to that one in a moment. I want to put my little hoodie on my microphone. So here you go. She's all dressed now. And you just want a second mic? Get that. Get the Samson Q2U. Put that in your cart right now. So let's see what else is in the box here. And it comes with a little stand. I would only use this in case of an emergency. I have something much more sturdy that I like to use, and we'll see that coming up a little later on in this broadcast. But this does work. It gets the job done. And One of the unique things that I talked about this being a USB microphone, but I forgot to mention that it also has a connection for XLR. So for those of you who are more advanced than me and have the mixer, because you will need some type of an interface between your computer and the microphone if you go with XLR. And a lot of people have done testing to see if the XLR sound quality was better than the USB sound quality. And from the test that I saw, it didn't matter. But if you already have a mixer, you may be doing other things with your mixer to edit the sound of your your audio. So you may still want to use the XLR. And the other thing you'll need is just a little clip that will go on top of this, the stand. Right? Get that out the way. And here is, yeah, that's it. Here is that USB. And this is what I call old school USB or USB A. And so this is what you would need on your computer unless you have a dongle. I do have a bunch of dongles on my storefront to make sure that you're all compatible no matter what kind of computer you have. Like, for example, I have the M1 Mac, and I also, well, the M1 iMac, and I also have the M1 Mac Mini. And so the Mac Mini does take the old school USB A, but the iMac doesn't. So you need a separate dongle. All right. And like I said, on my storefront, you will find all those items. Okay, so let's just move some things out of the way here. Thank you so much for joining today. I see that some of you are out there. Please just go ahead and say hi in the chat. And also, if you have any questions, let's see if I can find my... Hello, Ted. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. And I see you over there on the YouTube side. Thank you so much. And I would love to know what kind of microphone you use. I'm going to assume that since you're on YouTube, you're probably making videos. And just go ahead and let me know what kind of a mic do you use. Okay. And so let's go on to the next item that we have in the carousel. And just to make sure that this new microphone is put off to the side safely. I don't want it rolling around. Okay. So there you go. That was the Samsung. And since you just got here, Ted, let me just show you really quickly. I just talked about the Samsung Q2U microphone. And I actually have two of them. And the one that you'll see in the carousel is this brand new one that I just unboxed. It's looks like it's gray or silver. Okay. Let's see if it says on the box what color it is. Oh, I don't see it fast enough. So it might be there. I just impatient. Okay, so, oh my goodness. See what I mean? It's not just me. Ted likes the Samsung Q2U as well. 2 years strong. Thank you, Ted. Yes, I got the first one in 2018. So what does that make me? I can't do the math. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 5 years strong with that. And I love using it with my phone, which I have a video on my YouTube channel showing how I use that with my phone. So if you ever want to see that, just search for, I'm pretty sure it's under Samson Q2U, and that was when I first got the mic. So yeah, before shorts was really popular, that was like my first short. All right, so let's move on to our next item here, because I do have another microphone, which is the one that I'm actually speaking to you with right now. But wait, there's another comment that is coming in from Ted. Let's put that up on the screen first. Samsung could put a USB-C port on the bottom, but it's a great price. Yeah, I wonder about that. I wonder now that USB-C is becoming more universal thanks to the move that Apple was sort of forced to make with the iPhone 15. I wonder if a lot of these microphone manufacturers will go ahead and make the switch. But, they probably have so many of these microphones because they're so popular and, they've been in production so many years. There's probably so many of them they have in inventory. It may be another, few months, at least 6 months or so before we actually get them on the market. But believe me, I will be getting one of those right away because, as I mentioned, I have the iMac M1, and it only has the USB-C ports, but it's also cool to be able to plug the mic in the back of the mic, because I just want to show you that again, just to make sure we're all clear. This is the actual plug that you put into the back of the microphone. Okay, so this is important, so that's why I'm doubling back on this. And because Ted brought it up, thank you, Ted, because I forgot to talk about this. This is what goes into the microphone. I showed you earlier about the old school, the USB-A that would go into your computer. Okay, or if you were going to use the dongle so that you can use the old school iPhones, like I have iPhone 11, I have an iPhone 8, and I use this dongle because it still has it's just for the lightning adapter, but you would still need a dongle even if you have the brand new iPhone, and then also some of the Android phones as well. I'm sorry, I don't know the different brands of which one does and which one doesn't have the USB-C, then you would use that. Okay? Hope you followed along with that. But if ever you have questions, feel free to leave those questions. And that just reminds me, I do have a little graphic somewhere. Oh yeah, here it is. See if I can get that on there. Ask me questions in the chat. So if you have questions about microphones or any of the stuff we're talking about today, go ahead and put it into the chat. I haven't seen any come in on the Amazon side yet, so come on, Amazon folks, let me know if you have questions. But you may have questions on this next item, the one that I'm showing in the carousel now, which is the Shure MV7, which is the one that you're hearing my dulcet tones from right now. All right, let me get rid of this. I think you guys know to ask me questions. I could just hide it. And Ozzy's, hi Ozzy. Ozzy Ross Jr., hello, thank you for being over on the YouTube side. So let's move on into the Shure MV7. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick the microphone up, but remember, this is the one that I'm actually talking into, so I don't want to ruffle its feathers too much. But when I show you the mic, I'm also going to show you two of the next items in the carousel. So here we go. just realized she's a little dusty on that side. Let's take care of that. And this is the Shure MV7. Now, you may have noticed, no, in fact, let me just put it. And what I was pointing to right there was the XLR port that you can plug, because this Shure MV7 microphone can works with XLR as well as USB, just like the Samson Q2U. But what's different when you use the Shure MV7, there is a piece of software. If you're using the USB connection, there's software from Shure. Shure is another microphone that is just well known in the industry, and just they make such amazing microphones that they have something called the Motiv app. And that Motiv app actually lets you do a little bit of tweaking to your sound. Okay, so in fact, I just realized that I did not open up this app before I went live today. So let's do that now. So right now I have it on the manual settings that, typically you would use, but you can control the gain of the mic, and you also can control the EQ and what they call presence boost. And there's a limiter and there's a compressor, and that's all just software. You don't need to have a mixer, although you can. But if you don't have the mixer, you're just using the USB with the Shure MV7 and some of the other Shure microphones. If you're only when you're using the USB, because if you use the XLR, then Shure assumes that you're plugging that into an interface, and the interface is going to give you all of these things I just mentioned, like the gain, the EQ, the limiter, and the compressor. That's going to be on your mixer, okay? But with USB, there is no mixer, so they give you a little piece of software. And I'm going to turn on one of the presets. And you may notice my sound changed just slightly, just enough to actually my mic gain. I turned it down a little bit, and then I put a little presence boost on my voice there. So with that said, I love it. I use it all the time. This is the one that's connected to my computer. Like I said, most of the time when I use the other microphone, it's when I am on my phone and I want to have better sound quality on my phone. But I can use it both. Okay. And Barbara's Auto Help is here. And Barbara, I've had a Barbara's Auto Help, aka Kevin. I looked you up. I've had the Q2U for 2 years. Love it. You and Ted must have bought it at the same time, because Keith, I'm sorry. He said, yeah. Eileen, you try to show off and you still got it wrong. Keith, my bad. I wrote it down even. But of course, I don't have that piece of paper in front of me. Keith, hey, thanks so much for joining on the YouTube side. And just to remind everyone that if you want to see the items in the carousel, or if you happen to have an Amazon, or if you're logged on into your Amazon account, go over and show me some love over on the Amazon side. And all you have to do is type in Eileen.live. Eileen.live. All right. And if you're on your phone, you probably would just go to where the live streams are on the Amazon app, and then you'll see it there. All right. I got a couple more comments coming in. And Ozzy said, I like that. Oh, you must be talking about the sound, little presence boost that I put on my voice there. Thank you, Ozzy. And you said my last name correctly. Oh, Barbour is your last name. Okay, well, I'll just stick with calling you that. And you're laughing at me because, yeah, I forgot. See, there's this thing that happens. I noticed it the day I turned 40, which was many, many, many days ago. You can't remember stuff. That's why I write things down. Like, usually my desk is just covered with little notes that I write for myself. And I know I could keep them in a notes app and all of that, but sometimes when just writing it helps you remember. But I remembered the KE part. So I don't know why I put Kevin on the end of it, but anyway, I like to make up names too. Ozzy said, yes. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so let's talk a little bit more about this microphone here, the Shure MV7. And as I mentioned, you can use it USB or XLR. And when you get the microphone, you know, when we opened up we did the unboxing, we saw that there was a windscreen in there. And this Shure microphone comes with a windscreen, but I didn't like it. I just want y'all to know. So what I did, actually, two of my friends recommended this. Shout out to my boy Doc Rock and my friend Alec from Take One Tech. And they also use the microphone, or they have it in their stash, because they have a whole stash of microphones. I just have 3 right now. And they said, no, you need a beefier windscreen. So this is the official windscreen from Shure that's used for the Shure MV, the Shure SMB, what the other microphone, one that I don't bother with, because you need you definitely need an interface with that. It's not a USB microphone. But this is the replacement windscreen for that. And see how it's much sturdier. It has the plastic. Hang on, let me get to the comments here. We can do it today. Okay, yay. I'm not sure what I said, Ozzy, but thank you. So this one is on the carousel now. That's why I say you can go over to the Amazon side and then you would see it. And it's called the Shure RK. Let me try to look at you while I say this. It's the Shure RK345 black foam replacement windscreen for the SM7A and SM7B, but it also fits on my MV7. And the price on that is, it varies, because this is not available through Amazon Prime. You have to buy it from a third party. And so when you go onto that page, if you click through and go onto that page, you'll see on the side, it says, see all buying options. And there were at least 3 buying options there. And it's not overnight shipping and all that good old Amazon Prime stuff, okay? But the windscreen that comes with the mic is very usable. I'll put it on. So I mean, it's fine. I just was being spoiled and wanted to upgrade. Okay, so this is the one that comes with the microphone. And I apologize if my sound was going up and down because I'm moving the microphone around. But I can't not show you. But let me show you what it looks like with no windscreen on. That's such a little baby looking little thing. So this is the mic without a windscreen. So I'm definitely not going to use those letters. Let me just put it down. And put my big boy windscreen back on there. Someone fell in love with me just for the day, I guess. Thank you, Ozzy. I love you too. Oh. And barbers loved that I unveiled or, showed you what the mic looks like. A regular mic without the windscreen. Yep, this is exactly what it is. But that windscreen, for me, not so much the P's. Of course, popping P's is a thing for everyone. But I think for me, it's more about the S's and the those kinds of sounds. Like, usually you talk about a windscreen, you talk about popping P's and all that, but it's those other sounds as well that can kind of, especially if somebody's listening to you with headphones on, it could be a little annoying. And so you definitely want to have that protection against it. So there you have it. All right. So that has been so much fun talking about those things. So I'm going to move on to the next item that I want to share with you. And the reason I want to talk about this, and we're going to also do a little unboxing with this one as well. Oh, there. I'm sorry. I didn't see your comment. There it is. Joanna, that smiley face. Eileen, you lean, we lean. Thank you so much, Joanna. I appreciate you so very much for coming through today. Please go ahead and tap, tap, tap over there. So, all right, here we go. This next item is from Plugable. Now, I have really gotten to know this brand, Plugable, and we're going to unbox this. And what this is a USB 10 gigabytes, I'm sorry, Type-C extension cable. So, this Shure MV7 does have a Type-C USB connection. That's why I can plug it directly into my iMac without any dongles. But let's just say I wanted to be across the room with the microphone. Now, this is just a fake scenario because actually the cord that comes with it, which of course I can't show you right now, the cord that comes with that Shure MV7 is pretty long. But let's just say it wasn't. All right. Let's imagine. And it could be any other device. Then you could use this extension cable from Plugable, and I could be, on the other side of the room. Let's see if it's going to be easy for me to open up without tearing the box apart. Probably not, and that's okay. I'm not going to need the box. And there you go. This is what it looks like. Now, you can also use this to make backups. So if you need to back up a device, because it has this meter on here, and this will light up with how much power is being used as you're backing up a device. This has that braided cord. This isn't like the plastic. Let's see if I can get that up closer to you. This isn't like the plastic cord. This is a braided cord, very well made, from Plugable. And it's 3.3 feet. So, depending upon how big your space is or whatever, but sometimes you just need to have that extra, and you're going to need an extension, but you want to buy one that is like really good. And Plugable, they become one of my favorite brands for all the dongles and things that they have. I absolutely love Plugable. And so let's see. My friend Fraser Ramsey is here. Hello, Fraser. Queen Eileen, hope to catch you over Christmas period when in New York. Legends Part 2. Yes. My friend is coming from Scotland over to Philadelphia. Well, he's going to New York, but of course, he can't be in New York and not come to Philly because, hey. Thank you so much for all the hearts and all the love over there on the Amazon side as well. Joanna is saying digital wow. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So just let me share with you that we hadn't talked about before. And well, I mentioned when we were unboxing the Samson Q2U, I showed you the stand that came with it. And I told you, don't worry about that stand. Oh, I'm sorry. Joanna said it's not showing on mine. Joanna, I'm not sure if it's location specific, but just so you'll know, it doesn't have like that little coupon clipping look. It looks totally different. So it's right, for me, it was right underneath the pricing. And so I apologize if it's not showing on yours. But like I said, $19.95, you're not going to break the bank. Right. So anyhow, so here is that stand that came with the mic. Remember I told you earlier? Don't use that stand unless it's like I'm going live today and I don't have the other stand that Miss Eileen is getting ready to show me. So this one is the one I want you to get. And I've been using these stands, I think, since my very first microphone. And super affordable and super durable, and they're adjustable. And it is the OnStage adjustable desktop microphone stand from OnStage. And Joanna says, I love when Amazon throws free money around. Yes, yes, yes. It's always good to get those deals. So what I love about this is much sturdier, right? Okay, so let me show it to you on the underside. It has the little, to keep it from moving around or anything like that. It helps also cushions and helps with like soundproofing if you do need to move the mic around. All right, and so that's what I have here on this Shure MV7 is on top of that as well. So I have two of those bad boys also. Stand. And let's just show you. So you loosen it, and you can raise it up. That's probably making a lot of noise. Sorry. But this is perfect for your desktop. This is perfect for your desktop. And like I said, I have two of them. So I use it on my desktop all the time. And OnStage, I think, is also very well known in the industry. It not just for podcasting and things like that, but also in the recording industry and musicians and so forth like that. And when you're out at a concert or something like that, and you see someone with a microphone, they're probably using an OnStage or something similar to that. But they will have to use this next item in the carousel if they're doing a stand up, especially. And that is this last item that we have today is the Gator Frameworks microphone stand. This one literally is on the floor next to me. It's from Frameworks. It's a much bigger footprint. You saw that at the bottom. And because this is what you would use when you're on stage, or I'll tell you how else I use it. I use it if I am, let's say, I'm going live on Instagram, right? But I want to use my handheld microphone. Okay? This way I don't have to worry about adjusting it because it's standing on the floor, but yet it can reach me. So I'm not at my computer. I'm in perhaps my basement or somewhere that, like I said, it's nowhere near the computer or anything like that. And I can just put my microphone in here, get my little dongle. And of course, I can't show it to you on the phone because I'm using the phone for this broadcast. But this is a great stand, and it's also adjustable. Let me make sure, sometimes when I watch myself back, I'm like, you should have moved closer to the microphone. So let me make sure I get my microphone in here. So it's also adjustable. You would just turn that and see how that worked. And I should have left it where it was because I had it at the perfect height for me for when I wanted, be in another room away from the computer and, or away from my desk. And thank you all so much for all the, clicking through on all the items, checking them out. Go ahead and check out this one. Well, the deals that you see that we talked about today may not be there tomorrow. If you got it in your cart, go ahead and check out now because we are about to end today's broadcast. And I want to thank you so much because Joanna says, thanks for streaming. Glad I caught you. You're welcome, Joanna. I want to thank you so much for being with me. I unboxed 2 items for you all today. The Samson Q2U, and the title of today's broadcast was Worth It? Samson Q2U. Spoiler alert, it's absolutely worth it. I love it so, so much. I have 2 of them. So... oh gosh, now I feel like I need to show off. Because, sometimes if you have someone in the studio with you, you're on your phone, they're on their phone, make sure they're across the room or something like that, and you could do an interview. And you don't have to worry about feedback. And, this is the case with these dynamic microphones. They reject background noise. Run! Deals can change at any time. Thanks, Joanna. You just never know. Be prepared. Absolutely. Absolutely. I thank you so much for saying that because you said so well. And a lot of times, like I said, you think, okay, I'll check out. I'll put it in my car and I'll check out tomorrow. And then when you go there and that deal's not there, and then don't be mad at me. Don't say, well, she ain't tell me that. I thought she said it was that. Prices change in a heartbeat. I don't even know what time of day they decide to change the prices, okay? So I just want you to always be prepared. And I love what Nita had to say. Hello, Nita. Hello, Miss Eileen. Nice presentation. Thank you so much. I'm talking about something that I use and that I love to use. And see, as content creators, and even if you're not creating content and you don't think of yourself as a content creator, even if you're just making uh, stories or just sharing your thoughts with your small group of friends, or even if, like, I have this Shure MV7 plugged into my computer, when I'm on my FaceTime with my daughter and I'm on the computer, she's hearing me and my grandson is hearing me through that microphone. You get that beautiful message: an item in your cart has changed in price. See? It can happen. It can happen. Prices do change. Facts. Hashtag facts. Thank you, barbers. Yeah. And that's why I just encourage you, go ahead. Everything that I covered today was all really affordable and well worth the investment, especially, like I said, if you are a content creator. When I start my broadcast, I usually say, hello, beautiful people, or hello, content creators. And let me just tell you, being beautiful, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female or if you're non-binary. My goal is to help you to get your message out, because I know that if you are listening to this right now, that you have a message to get out that could change someone's life. And I don't want you to be afraid to get on camera or thinking, you're insecure. I want you to be confident and secure. I want you to know that you have the right equipment. And I want you to, like, not even have to worry about that stuff, because your message is important and I want to help you get it out there. Joanna says, come from within. Thank you so much, Joanna. And so I start my broadcast by saying, hello, beautiful people. And I end by saying, stay beautiful. See you next time.